What's going on, guys? I'm back with another signature haul. This time it's actually Monday instead of Sunday, but that's because it's the post C2E2 haul of signatures. So once again, welcome back. I don't even remember what part this is. I'll be completely honest. I'll put that in the description afterwards. But you guys didn't come here to hear me ramble. You came here to see the books. So here are all the books I got signed at C2E2 2019. First, I got to talk about George Perez because he is on his retirement tour right now. So this was my last chance to meet George Perez, so definitely had to take advantage of that. He is my all-time favorite artist, so definitely had to make sure I got a signature or a bunch from him. Basically, the story on these signatures is we were doing the Comic Core, that is. We had scheduled an Art Germ interview at the Chuckloaded Comics booth to do Saturday morning. Luckily, we got that done without a hitch, but after that was complete, we decided we needed to get to that George Perez line, so that's what we did, and it's a good thing we did because his line was capped pretty much like 5 minutes into the con. I've never seen so many people go crazy and sprint and try to get to a line in my life, but luckily we got there early. He had a limit of like 25 signatures when we were in line. I think that changed all day depending on how efficient he could get through the line, because it was the biggest line I had ever seen for a comic creator besides maybe Stan Lee, so it was huge. But I got this Starfire, actually Tales of Teen Titans #4 Starfire special. Got it signed right there by George Perez. And I will change the bags out on a lot of these. Had to get this Wonder Woman #1 signed. Perfect spot, George Perez signature right there. Love this cover. These next two, I definitely made it a point to tell him how much I really enjoyed JLA Avengers. So actually, when I had my picture taken, I have the next one, but this is JLA Avengers #4, and he signed over Mjolnir right there. But this is probably my all-time favorite cover he's done. He called it the cover that almost ended his career, was when we were talking about it, and he actually signed in silver over Batman's cape, so it showed up all nice. But yeah, we were talking about how the first time I met George Perez in 2003, right after he did this cover. So I definitely let him know how much I appreciated that. I have this next one double signed, Tales of Teen Titans 44. This one is signed by both Marv Wolfman and George Perez. I actually won this from the Boy Who Had 7 Talks comic books as giveaway. So I definitely had to make sure I got this signed. Marv Wolfman was charging $5 a signature, but I decided to wait till I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember which. Probably Saturday evening. Marv Wolfman had a free signing at the DC booth, where it was limit 5 and you can get signed for free basically, or you had to get back in line. So I was more than happy to cash in on that. So saved me about $25 going to the DC Comics booth, so I appreciate that. So I got that signed. But going back to just Perez, had to get my Infinity Gauntlet #1 signed. He signed it right on the gauntlet, and hey, it's one of those newsstand copies, so thought that was a really nice newsstand variant, or whatever you want to call it. Not too many ticks on it, so I wanted to get that signed. Hopefully I can get that signed by Starlin soon. I think he's going to make an appearance in Indiana this year, actually, so I just found out about that this weekend, too. Got this one double signed as well. As you can see, Perez right on the logo and Marv Wolfman above. This is actually the same copy that A Poor Man's Comics AOK'd me, so wanted to make sure I got this one double signed while I still could. When I found that the Wolfman limit at the DC booth was 5 instead of 2, like a lot of the DC signings were last year, I actually just took out a couple random comics that I had bought at the con, so I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that tomorrow, and I'll get into that at the end of the video. But I have this Teen Titans #30. I think this is the one where Tara joins the team, if I remember right. I still need to read through this run. But nonetheless, I got signed by Marv Wolfman right there. And then I got an issue 12 I just pulled out, also signed by Marv Wolfman. Like I said, I wasn't quite expecting to him sign that many books for free, so I just took out a couple more. And then I got him to sign my sketchbook, too. So that was the 5th signature I cashed in. Next up, another pile here. I got Farmhand, pretty much the whole run so far. I had to get him signed by Rob Guillory, so I'll make that reflect a little bit so you can see Rob's signature in silver there. It was an awesome experience because I actually made the Great Legend of the Great Legend Show come along with me so I could see him, get to meet one of his favorites, Rob Guillory, and that was almost worth the price of admission into the con on its own. But yeah, I actually took a copy of Farmhand issue 2 to get signed by the Great Legend, but amongst all of the chaos that happened that day, I have no idea where that copy went, and I'm pretty sure I never gave it to him to sign, so whoops, oh well. But like I said, I was just happy to be there. And then I actually still need to read this issue. It's issue number 6. I figured while it was in my backpack, I'd have him sign that too. So there we go. I'm actually going to set that aside so I can read that tonight. Here is a Shredder and Hell variant that was AOK'd to me by Comic Spectre, which was really awesome because I got this signed by Clayton Crane in that awesome orange signature there. And actually, Comic Spectre was with me when I got this signed, so that was really awesome. That was through Scorpion Comics, so because of that, Scorpion Comic signatures were all $5, so the Clayton Crane one and then the Lucio Perillo ones were all $5. So I also, because I wanted to get one thing signed by Lucio Perillo, so I got this Batman 50 variant signed by Perillo there at the bottom. This was actually a gift from Joker 68 because I took a bunch of his stuff to get signed as well, which I have packed up already, and it's going to get back sent to him tomorrow. But I figured since this was a gift, I had no problem paying $5 for a signature on it, so very happy with that. I have Infinity #1 signed by Jonathan Hickman, and I wish I would have had a silver Sharpie on me because it almost looks like it blends into Thanos' brow there, but yeah, there is Hickman's signature. So shame on me. Next kind I need to carry a silver Sharpie around with me because I forgot. And I believe we have a winner for smallest signature. He's taken the trophy from David Finch. We have Joshua Hickson, who was super nice. I'm making fun of his signature, but he's actually really nice. He actually gave me this free book called Blackwoods. I haven't read it yet, but I think he drew this one as well. So I definitely look forward to checking that out and seeing what that's like. But nonetheless, I told him, Shanghai Red was my book of 2018. So I just took all 5 of them to get signed. So he signed 1. He signed #2. And of course, these were all free signatures as well. #3 right by the hand there. #4. And then the last one is the series finale at #5 right on the torchlight there. I was lucky enough to get a chance to meet Joe Staton, who I was super shocked had no line at all both times I went and talked to the guy. So he was one of the ones I was looking forward to meeting the most at this con, just because I've been collecting more older comics in the last year. But I got this Power Girl Showcase 97, first solo Power Girl comic, I believe it is, and he signed a nice gold right there. I just got this a couple weeks ago. Green Lantern Corps 201, first Kilowog, and newsstand. So happy to get that one signed right there. I was telling him how much I like Green Lantern. So definitely stay tuned for Joe Staton Green Lantern work tomorrow on my Tuesday night live stream. And then here I got All-Star Comics 69, signed in gold right there above the logo. This is the first appearance of the Huntress. And then I also got this one signed. A lot of people think this is the first Huntress when it's really the origin of the Huntress, but it's just a phenomenal cover. So I wanted to make sure Joe Staton signed this one as well. And it's signed in gold right by her cape there. So there we go. Alright, so the last little stack here. I was lucky enough to also get a chance to meet Arthur Adams. I must have just caught his line as soon as he got there Saturday morning, because he hardly had a line. I was probably in and out of it maybe 10 minutes. And I heard a lot of people waiting a lot longer than that for the rest of the day, surprisingly. So I got X-Men Annual #14, signed by Arthur Adams right on the logo there. And I like it because he dates it, so I will remember that. Next up, another newsstand. Got X-Men Classic #1, signed by Arthur Adams. And actually, I'll just go ahead and count this one too. At Cincinnati Comic Expo, I got it signed by John Bolton way back when. So that's actually, I think, my only previously signed comic I took to this convention. Also have a Fantastic Four 348. This is a second printing that I've only seen the time I bought it, and it's signed by Arthur Adams by Wolverine's knee there. Next up, I was surprised she did not have a bigger line at the con. I think she probably had big lines, but I think I just got lucky a few times when I went to go see her. But I got I think I got all of the series of die signed by Stephanie Hans. She was nice enough to sign them all for free, of course. So there it is right there. And if you guys like Stephanie Hans commissions, stay tuned tomorrow. We got die number 2 signed in gold right there. Number 3. Number 4. I still need to read that one, so let's go on Farmhand 6. And then Buffy number 1 of season 12. I don't even remember season 11, but nonetheless, I do like her covers for season 12, so I had to get at least the first issue signed. Next up, got a chance to meet Art Germ. Actually, technically met him twice. Hopefully more on that soon. But once again, I needed the Silver Sharpie. This was kind of a chaotic line because I got in his line toward the tail end of Saturday because it looked short. And then I was given the line cap, even though it didn't say last in line or anything. It just said like Art Germ signing from whatever. But I had already told pretty much the entirety of the Comic Corps where I was at, how big the line was and all that. So pretty much you got like Legend, Cap, Mark, and a couple of other, I think the Blastic crew came with them. And then I wasn't going to be like, I'm sorry guys, the line's capped. Like, you're my buds. Here, pass the cap back while the guy's not looking. Because, like, the handler of the booth, like, for some reason, like, he probably should have been the one that capped the line. Instead, he just trusted me, which is a bad idea. So I just kind of told the guys, like, I'm sorry. I told my friends to come over. And unfortunately, I don't know who the last in line of us was, but they didn't get the memo. That's what that meant. So they just kept passing this piece of paper back to other ongoers. So it was kind of chaotic trying to get Art Germ to sign like in a specific color, and I didn't want to aggravate anybody. So that's why you can barely see his signature, maybe. So there's that. And these were $5 a piece for the Art Germ ones at his booth. So wish I would have got him at DC or Marvel, but it slipped my mind, and I figured I saw an opportunity to get something done, so I just did it. And then, beautiful Sue Storm cover right there, signed by Art Germ. Just happy to get those. Besides Perez, he probably had the biggest line of the con that I saw consistently. And then, nope, still got one more after this. I got to meet Jason Fabok. Wasn't too bad for his line either. He doesn't chit-chat tons. So he signs pretty efficiently. He might have been... No, he wasn't first 3 free. He was just signing for free. I think it might have been up to 5 or 6 books. Maybe it was 3 for free. I can't remember anymore. But anyway, I wanted to get my metal foil signed. So I got the Red Death signed by Fabok, which I think that's my favorite issue of the lot. Went ahead and got the Devastator signed by Jason Fabok as well. And luckily my buddy Kurt was in line with me. That's right, it was 3 for free because I passed on one of the books to him and he got mine signed for free for me. And then the last one I had, of course I'm going to get this one signed. The Batman Who Laughs, signed in Pretty Silver by Fabok at the bottom. Probably his most iconic cover of the bunch. And then the last one on Sunday, I once again surprised, didn't have a big line, almost walked right up to him. He just had a buddy he was talking to for like 20 minutes. Otherwise I would have been in and out of his line in 2. But nonetheless, it's super cool. And, this guy took the time to greet and talk to every single person in line and all that. And signed for free on top of it. I believe he was also 3 for free. And then $5 after. But I only took a couple books with me. So I got Cyblade Sheep signed. This is the first Witchblade. And he signed it in this awesome orange paint pen. He's just basically like, yeah, it's going to look damn good. Give it 3 minutes to dry, and then it'll last forever. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And then we got one last newsstand of the day. We got issue 10 of Witchblade. Once again, signed in just an awesome orange that pops. And like I said, don't see too many newsstands of the First Darkness. So I don't know if anyone even ever pointed this one out if it exists. But I figured since I had a newsstand First Darkness, I'll get that signed too in orange. And that concludes the C2E2 haul. So I will go ahead and give you guys the totals. So actually, I need to add one signature to the thing. So because I'm counting one I got from John Bolton. So totals for today: 42 books and 45 cigs. So not too bad for a week. Most of it was on Friday too. I loaded my backpack up huge on Friday to get ready for all of this chaos. So I was pretty light traveling on Sunday. Saturday I started off light, but I actually got a lot of freebies. And then I bought some books I'll show off tomorrow. So my backpack ended up pretty heavy toward the end of the day. So the overall totals for this week, we got 524 books and 686 signatures. Dang. Alright, so I guess just a couple plugs to wrap up. Next Sunday, hopefully, I will have part whatever it is of this series. Signature Sundays will be out. We'll continue showing the short boxes behind me. And then tomorrow should be the triumphant return of the Tuesday night live stream. I went away from it for 3 weeks, and people have actually came up to me and asked me, where's the live stream? Is it over? Is it done? And after thought, I'm like, well, I'll just use that to do my C2E2 complete recap tomorrow, but I didn't want to do the signatures on that because that would have just dragged it out all day on top of the live chat and that stuff. So we're going to bring back the Tuesday night live stream tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully from now on every Tuesday night, work pending. But other than that, thank you guys so much, and you guys have a good night.